Tonight, we welcome you to an evening of Rays baseball from Philadelphia. Second stop on this road trip and the middle game of the series between the Rays and the Phillies. With Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats, great to have you aboard. We'll be joined by Tricia Whitaker throughout the evening as well. Well, the Rays 2-2 on this road trip, and last night in that 2-1 loss, a bit too much of Kyle Schwarber to the tune of 449 feet.
That's what opposing teams have been saying about Kyle Schwarber this entire month, and I know it's only been 8 games into September, but Kyle Schwarber's numbers are off the chart. 8 games, he's got 9 extra base hits, and that includes 6 home runs to go along with that 400 average and 12 driven in. Right now, mistakes being taken full advantage of by Kyle Schwarber. You see that one last night off Tyler Alexander. Do not leave the ball out over the middle of the plate. It's heading into the stands.
Well, the Rays pitching has been very good on this road trip. You know, the last 4 games, they've given up 5 runs, and yet they're 2-2.
Against some of the top offenses in Major League Baseball and on the road. You know, they roll into Baltimore. Baltimore second in the American League in runs per game, and the Rays held them to just 3 runs total. Only 2 were earned. Did a great job pitching top to bottom, the starters all the way through the bullpen. And then even in last night's game, you give up the 2 runs to the Phillies at home. You think you're going to win that game. Of course you didn't, but that doesn't take away from what the pitching staff is doing right now. They are throwing very well top to bottom.
And the pitching matchup tonight, it will be the right-hander Taj Bradley, whose last win came on the 25th of July against Toronto. He comes in 6-10, and the left-hander Ranger Suarez 12-6 will do the pitching for Philadelphia.
With drawings held twice.
Rays baseball is brought to you by Outback Steakhouse. Get the taste of Outback wherever you are. Catering by Outback Steakhouse. By the Florida Lottery. By Frontier. Get fiber internet. Good to go. And by Estrella Insurance. Call 1-800-CAR-INSURANCE today. From Philadelphia, the Rays continue their road trip. This will be game 2 of the 3-game series between the Rays and the Phillies.
This is pickleball?
It's basically tennis for babies, but for adults.
It should be called wiffle tennis.
Pickle!
Yeah.
Yeah, we pop up on them like a pinata.
These guys are intense.
We got nothing to worry about. With E-Trade from Morgan Stanley, we're ready for whatever gets served up.
Dude, you gotta work on your trash talk.
I'd rather work on saving for retirement.
Or college, since you like to get schooled. That's a pretty good burn, right?
Got him.
Game.
Thanks for coming.
Cody Clemens came through in the clutch for the Phillies with a 2-out walk-off single. Tonight, right-hander Taj Bradley looks to get the Rays back on the winning track in Game 2 from the Cradle of Liberty. And we welcome you to Philadelphia. Rays and the Phillies will square off again tonight. And the fanatic already loose on and all over the field here.
Is he ever not loose? I mean, have you ever seen him not loose?
Very loose.
Does he sleep? Does
his
sleep?
eyes appear that they never close.
No.
So he's always wide awake.
Yeah, I mean wired. Wired.
He just won't stop.
No, he went streaking last night during our game.
Yes, he did.
That was right after the warning from the PA announcer about fan behavior, and here he comes.
He jumped right out onto the field and took command. Well, the Rays would hope to take command of this game tonight after seeing the Phillies in a walk-off fashion win 2-1 in the opening game of this series. So the Rays after winning 2 of 3 from the Orioles in Baltimore. Now down a game against the Phillies, and then 4 games to play when they reconvene for the final series on this road trip against the Guardians. Let's take a look at the lineup. Brought to you by your local Ford dealers. The Rays will have Christopher Morel leading off tonight and playing second base, hitting in front of first baseman Jonathan Aranda. Johnny DeLuca continues to swing a hot bat. He's in center, batting third. The DH in the cleanup spot is Yandy Diaz, batting in front of Josh Lowe. Junior Caminero at third will hit sixth, followed by Dylan Carlson at left, with Logan Driscoll getting a start again behind the plate. And Jose Caballero at shortstop, batting ninth. Caballero after his 40th stolen base of the year tonight in this game, coming in with 39 steals, 13 caught stealings.
Well, this lineup will be taking on one of the left-handers here for the Philadelphia Phillies, and that is Ranger Suarez. And you can see having a very nice season, 12-6, the ERA 2.90, outstanding whip, just not giving up a whole lot of base runners. That's through 23 starts, 132 strikeouts up against just 31 walks. And this is the mix, that two-seam fastball. You know, he's another big ground ball guy at a little over 54%. So he's another lefty that can induce the ground ball, but he will use that curveball, the four-seamer, uses them all enough. Even at 12% on the cutter, that's enough to have a hitter's attention. So he puts a lot on your plate.
He was named to the All-Star team, had a back issue that prevented him from participating, but he's had that kind of year.
Well, let's take a look at tonight's defender defense. In the outfield left to right, we've got Brandon Marsh, Johan Rojas, and Nick Castellanos. And then across that infield third to first, Cody Clemens, Trey Turner, Bryson Stott, and Bryce Harper, with Garrett Stubbs getting the call behind the plate. With Cody Clemens, who did not have a very good night at the plate, saved best for last. Took some awkward swings throughout that game, but got an opportunity last night. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, and he was able to turn around a fastball and get it out into right field for the game-winning hit. There it was. High octane from Clevenger, and he just pokes it through.
Had a frustrating night for the Rays. Able to score just the 1 run, and that has repeatedly been the situation for them, leading to this 71-73 record, 2 games under 500. And for the Philadelphia Phillies, with a record of 86-58, they are atop the National League East. They have a 7-game lead on the New York Mets. And all set to play ball. First pitch swung on and fouled by Christopher Morel. So we are underway. Morel starting the night hitting 196, 21 home runs. Takes that pitch up. John Libka is calling the balls and strikes. Been a member of the MLB staff since 2022 full-time. Two-one count. And a liner into left. That ball's going to be in there. A couple hops to the bottom of the wall. Morel digging for second, and he's in there standing with a double. His 10th double of the year, and just like that, the Rays have a scoring opportunity in the first inning.
Well, off-speed pitch, a changeup that was left up, and that's the key with Ranger Suarez. That pitch needs to be down, then he'll get guys to roll over to the left side. If it's up, they can get it in the air. It's exactly what Morel did, and gives the Rays their first shot.
Last night, the Rays did not have a man in scoring position until the 5th inning. So right off the bat, literally here, a man in scoring position in the first. Jonathan Aranda fouls it for a strike.
Well, this is where the Rays have got to improve. We not just with runners in scoring position. They have the worst batting average in Major League Baseball in that category, but having productive at-bats. You know, if you don't get him in right here, at least get him over. Situational hitting.
And a roller to the left side. Remaining at second base, Morel, nothing he could do but stay right there. And Aranda rolls out to Clemens at third.
And that's exactly what we're talking about. That's exactly what Suarez needed. I need an out, and I need it to be unproductive. And because that ball was hit to the left side, these are the little things that you know going into spring training next year that the Rays are going to be really cognizant of working on.
Yeah, you're going to hear a lot of get him over, get him in. Here's Johnny DeLuca. Strike one. DeLuca over his last 17 games hitting .355. He had a hit in the game last night, going 1 for 4. One and one, that pitch upstairs. And off the plate. 2-1.
3 straight fastballs. You're behind in the count 2-1. This is when Suarez likes to bring out that changeup.
The pitch is fouled the other way.
Almost looked like DeLuca swung at that pitch like he was sitting on changeup. That 90-mile-an-hour fastball beat him to the top side, able to foul it off. But now you got to dig in and battle Suarez here.
That's fouled right back. Another fastball. And Suarez, one of his strengths is putting the ball where he wants that ball to be.
And he has to. You know, his average fastball is 92 miles an hour. He is a true finesse lefty. And so if the command is not there, the results won't be either.
And strike 3 called. Fastball on the inside corner, says John Lipka. And DeLuca caught looking.
Dwayne, this is exactly what you're talking about. Everything has been up and away, and then bam, he absolutely nails that inside corner. You know, maybe a sliver off, but certainly close enough to call.
Up to Yandy Diaz if the Rays are to take advantage of this scoring opportunity here in the first. And he looks at a strike. Yandy, the DH tonight. Fouling this one back off speed. So here's Suarez giving up the leadoff double, and now a pitch away from leaving a man on base. Morel at second. Ground ball. That's Stott with the pickup. And the Rays will leave that man in scoring position. Bottom of the first coming. No score. Schwarber set to lead off here in the bottom of the first inning. He hit the home run last night. Here's the lineup brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Schwarber followed by Turner and Harper. Castellanos, Stott, and Marsh in the middle, followed by Clemens, Rojas, and Stubbs.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays going to be right-hander Taj Bradley. Season numbers brought to you by Yingling. Record of 6-10, ERA 4.40. Manageable whip at 1.21.
The first pitch. Here's the ball.
And this is what he is going to attack with. A fastball that averages 96 miles per hour that he uses 42% of the time. And then here comes the split, the cutter, and that curveball.
And a shot deep into right center field. And that ball is gone. Schwarber on the second pitch of the at-bat hits number 35. And the Phillies are out in front 1-0. Schwarber hit one 447 last night. This one goes out at 437.
What's it like to be in that kind of zone? I'm sure we're going to probably talk about him in the Open again tomorrow night. And for good reason. This is what he's been doing in the month of September. This is his first at-bat in Game 9 of the month, and that's his 7th homer in the month.
Well, instant offense in that leadoff spot provided by Schwarber. And the tap foul. 1-1. 21st home run given up by Taj Bradley.
We talk a lot about Kyle Schwarber, but that was indicative, that pitch of what has been going wrong for Taj here lately. That's the one you're looking for. The one to Kyle, you go back, there have just been too many pitches that have tracked to the middle of the plate, and these hitters are not missing them.
That one a little high, says John Libka. Two and two. And did he go? Yes, he did. Right back up there, and this time he got the swing. One away.
Well, tonight's defender defense for the Rays looks like this. Outfield left to right, Dylan Carlson, Johnny DeLuca, and Josh Lowe. Across that infield third to first, Junior Caminero, Jose Caballero, Christopher Morel, and Jonathan Aranda, with Logan Driscoll back behind the plate.
Bryce Harper. 1 ball, no strikes. One. Harper 285 with those 26 home runs and 79 runs batted in. And a big cut on that pitch, maybe just a little above the zone. 1-2. This went back to the mound, grabbed by Bradley, and his toss to first. So 2 gone, 2 up, 2 down following the Schwarber home run. Now the cleanup man is Nick Castellanos, the right fielder. Well, how about this breakout this month? Schwarber out homering the Rays. Strike one to Castellanos.
He's probably out homered a number of teams. Just unbelievably red hot as the Phillies
One and one.
to create more distance between themselves, the Mets, the Braves.
Line drive to right. Josh Lowe makes the grab following the home run. 3 up, 3 down at the end of an inning. 1-0. Take a look at the Florida Lottery jackpot stat and the difference for Suarez. First 15 and the last 8.
I mean, you're running away with the Cy Young Award. The first 15 starts 10-1 with a 175.
Josh Lowe, after the first pitch, rolls it to second. Stop throws him out. 1 away.
I mean, pretty remarkable. You know, here's the thing that's interesting too. You know, he's given up 10 homers in his last 8 games. First 15 was 10. So, you know, the home run rate has gone way up, and that, of course, the whip, a lot more runners, 1.49 as opposed to, I mean, across the board. And it's really interesting as the league has made an adjustment to him. Now, he was better his last time out, so you're hoping that if you're a Philly fan that he starts to round into form coming down the stretch, but it has not come easy for him the last month plus.
Caminero takes a strike on the corner. Off to that great start as we saw there. And he had some back issues that sidelined him for a while. He actually was named to the All-Star team and could not go because of the back.
He's also, his last 4 starts, he's been limited to between 72 and 82 pitches, and not all because of performance.
Liner into left. That ball's in for a base hit. Caminero will make a turn and hang it first with a single. So the Rays, who got the leadoff double in the first, a 1-out single in the second inning.
We see that knuckle curve. He had that finger up. Not a bad pitch. Caminero, look at the plate coverage. Boy, he gets down there low. Good plate coverage and barrels that ball into left field.
Here's Dylan Carlson. And the pitch is fouled back. Suarez, a strike thrower. He is 7 of 7 in first pitch strikes right now.
Yeah, there you go. Again, that's his game, is to get ahead, stay ahead, and try to get you to expand. He does a great job of keeping the baseball off the barrel of the bat.
Popper short center, got a chance to fall and willed out of the reach of Stott. Caminero advances to second and stops there. So Carlson has a base hit. 2 men on with 1 out.
Well, there you go, and that's a nice job by Suarez and Carlson. Suarez is trying to get that ball in on Carlson, and he does just that. He gets the soft contact, but Carlson's strong enough to drop it over the head of Stott and get it in there safely for a hit.
Well, here's Logan Driscoll getting another start behind the plate. It's going to be inside. Popping away from the catcher Stubbs, and the count will go to 2-0. Caminero at second, Carlson at first. Into left center field with some hang time, though. Marsh is there to make the catch. The runners will hold. So 2 outs with 2 men aboard. And it's going to be up to Jose Caballero if the Rays are to get the runners home. Caballero a walk and a single in last night's game. It's a changeup, and it's taken for a ball. Two and nothing. Comes back with a strike. Getting the call on the inside edge. And right back. He drums that one over.
You know, the ability to pitch from behind in the count with unconventional pitches. As a hitter, you're not expecting a 2-0 fastball in, and then a 2-1 breaking ball. You know, he's able to pitch you backwards at times, and so you never really get comfortable.
There's a liner into left, going to be in for a base hit. Here comes Caminero in to score, and the Rays are on the board, tying this game at a run apiece. RBI single for Jose Caballero.
What a great job on that changeup. Watch the changeup and watch Caballero keep his hands back enough. He is a little bit off balance. You're expected to be, but look, he keeps his hands back, fires them late, and There's a great shot of it right there. And just roll those wrists over and get that ball out into the outfield. Outstanding job, 2-strike hitting.
So the Rays answered that first inning Philly run, the home run by Schwarber, with the RBI single from Caballero. He's at first. Carlson's on second for Christopher Morel. That fastball up a bit. He goes for that. Strike one. One ball, one strike. Curveball down around the feet of Morel. Hot shot. Oh, back a third. Foul. Foul by maybe a foot, foot and a half. And the count is 1-2. And a ground ball, shortstop. Turner goes to Stout at second for the force, and the Rays settle for one to tie 1-1 through an inning and a half.
Well, Taj Bradley is in the midst of a bit of a tough stretch. He has an 8.92 ERA over his last 7 starts. Before that, though, as we know, he was on quite the tear. His ERA was 2.43, and that was 4th best in the majors. It's fair to say that it's been an uncharacteristically rough part of the season for him, though in his last start, guys, he did give up 4 runs, but he went 7 innings and settled in after those first 3 innings. Kevin Cash said he feels as if Taj can really build off of that. His mom, Dwayne NBA, is actually at the game today, and Taj recently credited his mom with helping him through the month of August. He said, listen, my mom can really relate and get through to me. She told me things are never as serious as you make it. Remember to have fun, and she always reminds me that she's with me until the wheels fall off. And guys, he said she especially reminded him of that in the month of August. He said, I just have to brush that month off. And guys, in his last start from the 4th inning on, we did see him lock in because he ended up striking out 10, Dwayne NBA.
Yeah, that was against the Minnesota Twins. There's a cut and a miss, and Stott is out on strikes. That's 96 with that fastball. Well, as we all know, BA, this can be a roller coaster game, and it has been that this year for Taj Bradley.
It certainly has, and a lot of it has been, keyed up to that long ball. Through the first 5 starts. Then he had that next 9 where he gave up 5 earned runs in 55 innings. Of course, the last 7 not going nearly as well. It's interesting, too, not only just the home run rate, but how about this? He's given up 20 on the season. 11 of them have come with men on. Those are your 2- and 3-run homers. Those are the ones that just ruin outings. You can live with the solo shot, but when the majority of home runs you're giving up with runners on base, it's going to lead to some tough times. But to Trish's point, she's very right about that last start. To go through a rough stretch and give up 4 runs through the first 3 innings, you could almost cash it in mentally. And he did. He ended up going back out there 4 scoreless to end that outing. That says a lot about him.
He's ahead of Marsh. 2 strikes. Oh, look out. Right back through the middle and a base hit into center. And Marsh is aboard. A 1-out single.
Not a whole lot of difference. He goes with the split right here, and that pitch just doesn't have enough of a difference in miles per hour. That was 93 miles per hour, and so Marsh really wasn't fooled. It was like more of a BP fastball to him, and he just uses the center of the field.
And not a lot of action on that pitch either.
No. Yeah, that's a bad combo. Too much velocity, not enough action. Maybe those fingers need to be split just a little bit more.
Cody Clemens, who ended the game last night with a base hit to right in the bottom of the 9th. to walk it off in a 2-1 win for Philadelphia. Comes in hitting .242. It's popped up third base side. Caminero through the coaching box waiting now. 2 gone. So 2 outs with a runner at first. Reminder, the 50-50 charity raffle for the next Rays home game against the Red Sox is open. Take advantage of early bird pricing and get 2-for-1 tickets before the first pitch. Play now to get your best odds at raysbaseball.com/50-50. Johan Rojas, the center fielder. It's after the first pitch fastball. That one at 98. Some sizzle right there on that fastball. Oh, 1 pitch. Shot into right field. Low after this one. He can't get there. It's going to be off the wall. Marsh hitting third. They will stop him there. Now the ball is loose on the throw back in. And Marsh will score and over to third base. And safely in there. Wow.
And they were holding him up. If the Rays just get the ball back into the infield cleanly, it's second and third with 2 outs. But they got sloppy defensively, and that allowed the Philadelphia Phillies to score that run. That ball well struck. You got to get to the wall pretty quickly here. And then all of a sudden, Josh Lowe. At this point, they're holding the runners. Right here, they're holding him up. Ball gets loose, and a gifted run.
So Marsh scores. Rojas winds up at third. Now it's Stubbs. Strike 1. So the Rays throwing the ball around. Philadelphia grabs the lead. Chopper foul. So that goes as a double for Rojas. An E9 on the play. And a swing and miss on that 97-mile-per-hour four-seamer. We're through 2. 2-1 Philadelphia. Honor the philanthropic efforts of Roberto Clemente. Help the Rays and TD SunX pack the pantries. Donate food items at Tropicana Field Friday, September 20th. For more info, visit raysbaseball.com/Clemente. Well, it's a 1-run game again. 2-1 Philadelphia. Jonathan Aranda will lead off for the Rays against the left-hander Suarez. First pitch is in there for a strike. Hot shot up the right side, fair. That's going to go back into the corner. Long run for Castellano. Aranda's on his way to second, and he is in there standing with a double.
Dwayne, when we always talk about good changeups, we talk about great arm speed, right? I mean, because that's ultimately what you're getting these hitters to swing at. Suarez right there in that changeup, he babied it. That's one of those where the body slowed up. You could tell that was changeup as he was releasing the pitch, and so could Jonathan Aranda, and he was all over that.
The Rays with 5 hits in this game. Here's a pop-up off the bat of DeLuca, and that's caught by Stott, the second baseman.
Yeah, and another example of the situational hitting, where you're looking to, if you're the pitcher, you need the unproductive out, whether that be an infield pop-up like that, the strikeout, whatever. And Suarez was able to get it.
Well, the Toyota Keys, Yandy, last 12 games hitting .370 as a man in scoring position, carrying the potential tying run. One strike to Yandy. Upstairs, 1-1.
You know, Yandy was one of those guys as a finesse lefty myself. Those were the toughest guys to face. The guys that stayed up the middle of the field the other way because they stayed on everything. So you found yourself, you had to pitch him in, which is what he was trying to do right there. You've got to pitch him in occasionally or they'll do that.
There's a base hit into right. Aranda will score. Yandy Diaz comes through. And this game is tied 2-2, so it's back and forth. The Rays have already had 8 men to the plate with runners in scoring position. They're 2 of 8 so far after this base hit by Yandy.
Well, what we were just talking about. That's why Suarez, if you stay with a guy that's up the middle the other way guy and you stay away exclusively or most of the time, that's what they're going to do. That pitch that he missed up, he should have gone with another fastball in and made him aware of that. Too easy.
This pitch popped up by Josh Lowe, playable, and caught by Clemens. That's out number 2. Here's Junior Caminero. He has a base hit, and the run scored in the second. 6 hits from 6 different hitters for the Rays. Outside, 1-0. Suarez coming off a 5-inning outing against Miami. That's going to chop through the right side. Diaz will go to second base, and Caminero is 2 for 2. So 2 men on now for the Rays with 2 outs.
You got to love the approach. Junior Caminero, known for his power, here he becomes a hitter. That's the hit tool. That pitch that's away, he understands. I've got a wide open right side to deal with. So if you're going to stay away from me, I'm going to shoot it the other way and just keep the conga line going.
Caminero first, Diaz second for Dylan Carlson.
This is why, well, the Bally Bar, whoever just erased the Bally Bar, good job. Because they had that ground ball. Did you know what that ground ball exit velocity was?
What did it say?
108.5. Please, please. It was a chopper to the right side.
Fly ball center field. Rojas in a few steps for this one, and the Rays will leave 2 men. They score the tying run. It's a 2-2 ball game. For Toyota Keys, we look at that leadoff home run board, and Kyle Schwarber leading the way. Hit one tonight. 14 on the year.
I mean, that's a record. How about that? A single season all-time record he just set. Well, that's exactly why they have him up there, Dwayne. He's one of those guys that he's instant trouble. And if you come into the game and you're not on point as a starting pitcher, you run the risk of, well, like tonight, being down 1-0 quick.
1-1 with the second pitch he saw and hit it out of sight.
Everything on time. Of course, everything is on time, and you've hit 7 in the month of September, and this is game 9.
Slip on that delivery, and the pitch skipped in.
There you go. Right there. I'm gonna do you, Dwayne. I'm gonna stamp a star on that one.
Well, he's earned it. Ooh, that's a close pitch, but off the plate, 3-1. And the leadoff man is on via the walk.
Every hit is a win with Suncoast. We'll donate $90 for every Rays hit, and 2 local nonprofits will get the monthly winnings.
Guess what else Kyle Schwarber leads the National League in? Walks.
Walks, huh?
Right. I mean, on-base machine.
Trey Turner swings at that one, strike one. Now step throw down to first. And to the back of the bag. Aranda thinks they got him. Aranda immediately made a gesture toward the dugout. And the Rays trying to figure out if they want to challenge it, and they do not.
Well, let's take a look, see how close it was and what Jonathan was thinking, seeing, or touching. That was close. I mean, I guess it's worth taking a look.
This one drops out of sight. Turner missed it. Schwarber at first with the leadoff walk. Count still a ball, 2 strikes.
That was another splitter that I think had a little bit too much mustard on it. Yeah, it stayed up. It was 94, way too close to the fastball, and more easily recognized by the hitter.
How to play that goes. Still 2-2.
I think ideally, if you're going to average 96 with the fastball, and if you're Taj, you want that split about 90. Give yourself the 6 miles per hour.
Had a high shot deep to left field, and that one is going to get out of here. It's Turner belting a 2-run home run. That's his 17th. He turned on the fastball.
Well, I want to see how high this was in the zone. It looked like Taj, he's going up top, just didn't quite get it, I guess, where he wanted, and Turner was able to turn on it. That's up there, but still, he's able to get full extension through the zone and hit the towering shot that gets out.
Now Harper, that's a strike. Well, the second home run of the night for the Phillies. Schwarber opened with a homer in the first. Turner, the 2-run home run in the 3rd inning. 2 strikes on Harper. Got a piece of that one. Foul ball. And Harper out pitcher first his first time. How about this for Harper? 2nd longest ground of his career.
He thought he had one last night in the 9th.
Yes, he did. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 27. That ball he hit off the wall in the 9th inning turned out to be a long single when he thought he had the home run. And now the other way, rolls this one just inside the bag at 3rd, and he's going to dig this time and is safely in at 2nd. Just up that left field line.
And watch the chain right there. Well, look at the adjustment made in the swing as that ball moves itself off the plate away. He just slaps at it, and he's already smelling double. Not going to get caught at first base again. Although that ball off the bat is not one that you admire, so you typically will run on that.
Now you hit one like that, you run hard.
That's right.
That's his 37th double. Castellanos. He lines it, and it's caught by Caballero. Hard hit ball. Caballero on the grab. That one tracked at 103 on the line drive. And a quick reaction by Caballero. Stott fouls it. Strike one. Walk, then the home run by Turner, the double by Harper. Castellanos has lined out. The strike to Bryson Stott. '97 out there on the edge. 0-2. Tap to the right side, foul. So back to second base goes Harper. Back to the plate comes Stott. Well, a lot going on in this one. It's 4-2. We're in the bottom of inning 3. It's a ball, 2 strike count. Stays right there. Bradley a year ago 5-8 and 21 starts, 23 games overall. Chop to the right side. Aranda to the bag. Over to third base goes Harper. And 2 outs. Bradley finished 5-8 with a .559 earned run average last year. Couple bullpen appearances and 21 starts. He's made, counting this one, 22 starts this year. 6-10 with a .440 earned run mark. And trying to hold the Phillies. They have scored 4 runs here. 3 of them earned. Brandon Marsh. He lays off. 1 ball. Out in the front, that disappeared.
And what was the miles per hour? 90. That's what we're talking about. That's where you want that pitch to be. That's where you're going to get better action.
Foul the other way. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Out to short. Caballero takes care of that to retire the side. 2-run score. A 28-pitch inning for Bradley.
To Philadelphia, well, you might notice the Rays lineup today looks a little bit different. Christopher Morel, first of all, he is in that leadoff spot. It is the 4th time he's done so this season for the Rays, so it doesn't happen often. We spoke with Kevin Cash about that, and he said, listen, I don't really have a lot of answers for the lineup right now, but he said, I guess we're just trying to shake it up. He said, what we've been doing is not producing runs the way that we are capable of. So if this shakes it up, so be it. So guys, you see Morel in that leadoff spot, and the Rays are simply just trying to do anything they can to spark this lineup, Dwayne and BA.
Yeah, scoring runs has been a difficult proposition for the Rays without question. And it puts pressure on the lineup. It puts pressure on the pitching. It puts pressure on the defense if you're having trouble scoring runs. Little tapper left side. Clemens up with this one, and he throws out Driscoll.
You know, and for me, when I looked at today's lineup, what jumped out at me with the Rays, in my mind, trying to switch things up and trying to, be creative, was Yandy in the cleanup spot. When I saw him in the cleanup spot, I'm like, okay, they're trying something new. I mean, this is a guy that's usually up top of the order, good on-base guy, but, he's been swinging a powerful bat here most recently and getting that opportunity to hit in the cleanup spot. But, yeah, you're trying everything and anything to click. Because, again, they give themselves opportunities. What'd you say, how many at-bats already today? And then on top of that, they're in the top 5 in the American League with runners in scoring position at bats.
2-0. Well, it's a mystery Kevin Cash is trying to solve, changing that lineup a little bit.
I mean, it would be one thing if you were having trouble scoring and you were last in the league with at-bats with runners in scoring position. Like, you're not even giving yourselves opportunities. But the fact that you can get them halfway home and not the other half, it's got to be beyond frustrating for not only the coaching staff, but for those players, too, because they're well aware of it.
Well, their team batting average is 12th in the league and 27th in the major leagues. Line or foul. And that's indicative of the challenge to score runs. Tonight, 2 for 9 with men in scoring position.
Which is actually, it's an improvement in average.
Yeah. Well, that's a 222 average.
Yep.
Their team average is 231.
With runners in scoring position, it's 215.
Yeah.
So they're north of that tonight. They're hot.
And a ball. So there's a 1-out walk.
Have fun out there.
Stubbs and Suarez conference on the hill. 1 on, 1 out. It's been back and forth with these teams so far.
I was just going to say, who's going to be able to stop the bleeding? Who's going to be able to slow this game down just a little bit as far as the pitching goes? Because you're right, it's just been a slugfest. Back and forth, the shots go.
Well, here's Morel, Christopher Morel. And he does like to swing the bat. He swung at the first pitch in both at bats tonight. And this one again, down to short, out at second, out at first. 6-4-3 on the double play. Bottom of the 4th coming, 4-2 Phillies. Rays are taking on the Toronto Blue Jays Friday, September 20th through Sunday the 22nd. Tickets start at just $10. Secure your seats at RaysBaseball.com. Rays with that final regular season homestand. Boston and Toronto in for a 6-game stand. Cody Clemens takes the ball to open the bottom of the 4th. 1-1. Phillies have scored in each of the first 3 innings. High fly ball toward the track and right, down near the corner, and Josh Lowe makes the catch. So the towering fly ball toward the corner. Records out number 1 in the 4th. Johan Rojas heads to the plate. The breaking ball would not bend. Stayed up. 1 ball, no strikes. It's 1-1. Rojas out of the Dominican Republic. Hit a little over 300 last year in 59 games with Philadelphia. Pops it back into shallow center where Johnny DeLuca waits and makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down. And with the bases empty, Taj Bradley a chance to record his first 1-2-3 inning of the night. And he misses just a little high with a fastball. 1-0. And that's a strike at the knees. Two and one. Three balls and a strike. Stubbs. If we take a look at that's going to be a strike. 3-2. Stubbs got to the big leagues with Houston, originally drafted by them, and the last couple years with the Phillies. And he's going to take that one high, checked in time. And so Stubbs draws a walk, and the Phillies have a runner up. Now Schwarber will be lifted, and Kennedy's going to hit for Schwarber. So the Rays have a little conference out there. Schwarber had homered and walked, and we'll see what kind of info we get from his departure.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Obviously way too early in the game that he would ever come out, and that's the last thing that Philadelphia needs is another injury. We can say that about a lot of teams.
So Kennedy looks at a strike. Kennedy pinch hit in the 9th inning last night, drew a walk en route to the 2-1 Philadelphia win. Buddy Kennedy, 0-2. Taps it foul. And that will take care of Philadelphia. Kennedy out on strikes. They get a walk, leave a man. And we head into the 5th inning. It's 4-2 Philadelphia.
Well, Kyle Schwarber out of this game. There was a pickoff attempt right there. The tag by Aranda coming right down onto Schwarber's hand. That's about the only thing that you could think of. And right there, talking with Trey Turner about that. And he's shaking that left hand too. So obviously something a little uncomfortable there on that particular play. And that's why he's out.
So Schwarber out of the game as the DH. We saw Kennedy hit in his place in the bottom of the 4th. Struck out to end it. And in the 5th, Jonathan Aranda leads off, and there is a ground ball back of first. Harper grabs, Suarez covers, and Aranda is out number 1.
Well, let's make it our T-Mobile coverage cam, because that's some big-time coverage right here. Now back and forth affair, and Bryce Harper able to get to that ball and keep it from getting down into the corner. That would have been another extra base hit for Aranda. Instead, it goes as a 3-1. Nice play by the Philly first baseman.
Johnny DeLuca. He takes the fastball for a strike. DeLuca 0 for 2 tonight. Had a base hit last night. 1-1. We're getting word a little more definitive on Schwarber. And they're calling it an elbow issue. Discomfort in that left elbow.
Diving back in, I guess that is possible. Certainly that was the play that caused it.
1-1. DeLuca getting an opportunity to play with regularity, and he has responded. Two balls, 2 strikes. Hit over 350 in his last 17 games. Taps this one up the first base side, foul. He'll return to the plate. Caballero drove in a run for the Rays in the 2nd. Yandy Diaz drove in Aranda in the 3rd to account for both Rays runs. Philadelphia runs in the 1st, 2nd, 2 in the 3rd. We're in the 5th. And the count is full now. Fastball wide. Back into the screen. Yandy hitting behind DeLuca and the Rays lineup tonight. That's a liner and a base hit into left, sharply hit. So DeLuca's on. He is 1 for 3.
And seeing an awful lot of that from DeLuca over the last couple of weeks. A lot of line drives, and there's another one. Just right to the baseball, not trying to do too much. See how simple the mechanics are, and just put the ball on a line. I mean, that's where you're going to get your average from, and that's certainly where he's been getting it from here the last few weeks. He's getting some regular playing time and is starting to become very productive.
Here's Yandy flaring it foul up the right side for a strike. We had 8-pitch at bat for DeLuca. We've seen him have some very good at bats, seeming to be more and more comfortable at the plate. Pitch in on Yandy as he fouls it back. DeLuca back in. Potential tying run at the plate. And a cut and miss on the breaking ball. So Yandy Diaz strikes out. Second out of the inning. And the second strikeout for Suarez tonight. The other one was a called third strike. Josh Lowe. Josh looking for his first hit. 0 for 2. Chops it over the head of Harper into right. Over to third, DeLuca. And the Rays will have men at first and third in the 5th inning. Josh Lowe picks up his first hit.
Well, can they finally break through here with 2 outs? They have put consistent pressure on Ranger Suarez and just have the 2 runs to show for it up to now. They get the one more big hit here with 2 outs.
Rays with 9 hits now from 8 different players in this lineup. We're not through the 5th.
The fact that your leadoff hitter had 3 at-bats through 4 innings and yet only 2 runs had scored, that wasn't real fun either.
1 strike on Caminero.
But you got a chance here. You got Caminero, who's got some juice in that bat.
Two strikes. And there's a liner into left. That's going to get DeLuca home from third. Pushing Josh Lowe up to second. And the Rays make it a 1-run game. Caminero is now 3 for 3 tonight.
That gets the curveball. There it is, trying to put him away, and look how he stays on it. Boy, great job by Caminero. Recognizing that pitch, a little bit out in front, but not terribly. Kept the hands back and is able to punch that ball out into left field. They do get the big hit with 2 outs and cut that lead to 1.
Gives him 10 hits on the night. Dylan Carlson. And that's a little popper to first. Caught by Harper, and the Rays settle for the 1 run. They trail by a run. TV timeout brought to you by your local GMC dealers. On to the bottom of inning 5 from Philadelphia in a 1-run game. Rays down 4 to 3. Trey Turner leads off. On the ground to his left, Cabanero from third with a pickup and throw. 1 pitch, 1 out. Well, Bradley had that 28-pitch third inning when he gave up 2 runs. The other innings pretty much in line with what he is shooting for. 14 in the first, 15 in the second, 16 in the third. He's at 74 pitches right now. Here's Harper into one, towering back into deep right, and low all the way to the track, and he's claiming there was interference. Josh Lowe went back, immediately raising that arm out there, saying a fan reached over and prevented him from making a play on that ball.
And he was so definitive, Dwayne. So definitive. That's not something that Josh Lowe is going to make up that quickly. So we'll see how it gets looked at right here. Kevin Cash coming out. Umpires getting together now. They told him just to hold off. But Josh Lowe, that was a clear call by him.
I mean, there was no question about Josh Lowe's reaction. He was immediate with that.
Right now, initially, they're saying 2 bases.
John Libka's trying to sell that to Kevin Cash.
Kevin Cash is like, my guy would have caught it. It's an out.
Actually, I think that's discussion. Here's another look.
And the 2 bases, you would think that if that glove's not there, it's not coming straight down, so it's going to hit the wall.
Tampa is challenging that it was not specter interference for a double.
See yeah, and so obviously the Rays making the claim that Josh Lowe was going to put that ball away, was going to make that catch. I don't know if that's the case. I mean, there was fan interference, but that ball would have hit the wall.
So we're having a review. So the umpires came back and said it should be a double. And now it's being reviewed.
And even so, Josh Lowe, his body language going into the wall is a guy that's going to be playing it off of the wall. Now here's the reach over by the fan. But if it doesn't go into that glove, it's going to end up hitting the wall up in that area and careening back down onto the field. So I think that the runner at second base makes more sense. I don't think that was a ball that Josh Lowe is not putting himself in a position to catch that ball. He was going to play it off of the wall. So if that's the case, it's either a home run or it's a double. And with the reach over, it's a double.
Oh, Harper out there at second base, where he was sent after he circled the bases. And we're going to get more.
After review, the call in the field stands. The runner goes to second base.
So it will be a double for Harper.
Here's the reach, and you can see catch it. But if he doesn't catch that, that ball goes high off the wall. I mean, that's easy, easy.
So after the review, it's a double, the second of the game for Harper. So he'll be his second, his 38th double of the year. And now a shot to center by Castellanos. Harper's going to tag, and the throw headed toward third, cut off by Caballero as Harper tags and advances. He's now at third with 2 outs. Castellanos hit that shot to center. Tracked down by DeLuca. And there's Barton Stott. Ground ball second. Morel, nice play there with the pickup and throw. And so Stott is out of there. Turned out to be a 4-pitch inning for 4 hitters. It's 4-3. Swing by the Bay Republic Team Store, Tropicana Field. Shop the newest collection of Rays hats, jerseys, shirts, gifts, and more. Purchase in store or online at thebayrepublic.com.
We have a rogue umpire.
Yes, we do.
What?
And multi-talented, apparently.
Yeah, the mini grand piano.
Here's Logan Driscoll with a base hit into right, jumping on the first pitch. Over Castellano to make the pickup. And so the Rays with the leadoff man on, they now have a hit from every spot in the lineup.
How about that? In the top of the 6th. The problem is just 3 runs. They still trail in this ball game, but Driscoll gets them off to a quick start here once again. And they have just, I'll tell you, they have been all over Suarez as far as the pressure goes. He has had to pitch with runners on base all night.
That's a check swing by Caballero. One and one. Suarez giving up the 11 hits, ties a career high. Two and one. Walked only 1, giving up the 11 hits. Liner into left. Marsh is going to catch it, and retreating to first is Driscoll. Caballero hit the ball on a line. Gives him 1 for 2 with a single walk, and now the line out to left. Here's Christopher Morel. He's swinging and fouling it back. Well, Suarez has gone through the lineup 3 times now. Upstairs. 1 on, 1 out in the 6th. The big cut makes it 1 and 2. How about this? Suarez starting his 4th time through the lineup with 80 pitches.
Been a very strange game.
Yep.
Been a very strange game.
There's a shot, well tagged center. Rojas going back to that deep corner. That's going to be off the wall and will bound back toward right center field. Driscoll's going to score. Morel winds up at third, and boy, he gave that ball a ride. And the Rays have tied this game.
That is the leveraged power from Christopher Morel that have that has the Rays so intrigued. I mean, he really got into that. You know, he swung and missed wildly at a breaking ball earlier in the at-bat. He comes right back here and just stays all over that one. And rocket shot right off the 409.
Boy, that slant on that wall, the way it angles back there. Rojas found himself chasing that ball back toward right center. Third triple for Morel this year. And Aranda has fouled that pitch away with the infield in. One out, a man at third. Up the right side, that's going to hook foul. 0-2. Well, it's been a battle to get these 4 runs for the Rays. They've had a lot of men on base. It's close, 1-2. The only reason they did not leave a man on base in the 4th was the inning ended on a double play. Trying to get Morel home with the go-ahead run. He's at third. One out in the 6th. Aranda getting time. Two and two. "29-year-old lefty Ranger Suarez." And a tapper that's fouled off his foot, rolling up the first base side. So we'll see another pitch on 2-2. Now a full count. Suarez doesn't walk many people, but he's at 3-2 after getting ahead of Aranda. DeLuca's on deck.
He won't see DeLuca. This is it. He might be down to his last pitch.
And the 3-2. Here's ball 4. He does give up the walk. And it's first and third. Mid on the corners. DeLuca will be the hitter. And the pitching change will be coming as Rob Thompson heads to the mound and makes the motion right there. Call to the bullpen, brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Plus, you can add Fireball for additional ways to play. Head to your local Florida Lottery retailer today. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly.
Well, let's take a look at a StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. The hits allowed by Ranger Suarez, and all of the pitches got involved. That four-seamer just one time, but how about that sinker? That's a huge pitch for him. So's the curveball. Those are his top 2 used pitches. The changeup, Rays did a good job of staying back on 3 of those and being able to get him out there safely. A career-high 12 hits allowed, constant pressure applied, and the Rays here on the verge of taking the lead.
Now, Kerkering is the new pitcher. You see the line there on Suarez, and Brandon Lau will come off the bench to pinch hit in the place of DeLuca. 1 ball, no strikes. Whereas Brandon hit that pinch hit home run in the 9th inning last night when he pinch hit for Caballero. 1-1. Morrell at third. Aranda's at first. That's foul back. Well, these teams have had runners all over the bases tonight. Rays runners on in every inning. The Phillies have had men on base in every inning. And Lau is out on strikes. That ball loose, but recovered by Stubbs. So a big strikeout for Kerkering.
Oh, that's what he needed with that runner at third, and he goes with that breaking ball down and in, just not recognized. We saw him do that to last night to a couple Rays hitters, so that disappearing breaking ball. He's got so much velocity that he spins that breaking ball tight, and you commit too early.
Yandy Diaz 1 for 3 tonight. He's turning away from that pitch, and it comes to the corner on the inside part for a strike. Morrell at third. Aranda at first. That's wide. 1-1. You could see Stubbs holding that mitt there in that one spot, but it was off the plate, the pitch. Fastball. Got up there in a hurry. 98. It's 1-2. Two and two. No go as that pitch was sweeping off the plate out of the zone. Out of the University of South Florida, 5th round pick in 22. Upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rays have tied it 4-4. They've out hit the Phillies 12-6. And a little tap halfway to the mound, and the throw to first. Stubbs, the catcher, got out there to make that play, and the Rays settle for the tying run. 4-4 mid-6. All right, fellas, thank you very much. Tie ball game. Bradley back to the hill here to work the bottom of the 6th. First pitch is wide. Brandon Marsh leading off for Philadelphia. There's a strike. 1-1. Two. 4 runs, 6 hits allowed by Bradley. Action in the bullpen. Strom, the left-hander. And that is strike 3 on Marsh.
Really nice job of sequencing there, and he got away with that cutter right in the middle of the plate, but he had Marsh completely fooled. Wasn't sure what he was really looking for here. There's that cutter, and yep, it's like I probably should have finished that swing.
Cody Clemens. 1 ball, no strikes. Clemens had the game-winning hit in the bottom of the 9th last night. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Ahead in the count now, 2-0. Bradley comes back with a strike. Bradley in the mid-80s in pitch count now. And he gets a swing and miss by Clemens. Two and two. And a full count. Cut and miss. He gets Clemens. Trying to chase that split down, picking up back-to-back strikeouts, and that one a big one on 3 and 2.
Well, especially when your offense comes all the way back to tie it up. You need to throw up a 0 and give them the chance to then take the lead, and so far so good.
Johan Rojas, the center fielder. Strike one. One ball, one strike. Taj Bradley about to make his 90th pitch of the game, and a chop over the mound. It's Morel with the grab and the throw to first. It's a 1-2-3. Sixth, on to the seventh we go. Tied 4-4. Rays Baseball is brought to you by Rooms to Go. Get fashion, style, and quality, all at low prices on every item every day. By the aggressive attorneys, Winters and Yawker. And by West Shore Home, America's most admired home remodeling brand. Matt Strahm, the lefty. Third pitcher of the night for Philadelphia. Josh Lowe, the first man to face him. He drops down a little bit. And that pitch is wide. One ball, no strikes.
Well, big strikeout rate. Good numbers all around for Matt Strahm. 2.14 on the ERA, a whip of sub-1. 69 strikeouts up against 11 walks.
And that's going to catch the edge. 1-1.
Four-seam fastball that averages 94 miles per hour. He will use that 55% of the time. You add that in with that two-seamer, and he's almost 70% fastball, splitting it up between the 4 and 2.
Skied toward the left field line. Marsh is after it, and that ball just fair is out, number 1. Secure your seats for the 2025 season with a Rays season membership. Pick the plan best fitting your needs. Visit RaysBaseball.com/season membership. Junior Caminero, a 3-hit night. 3 for 3. Takes a pitch inside, a fastball. He's scored a run and driven home a run. Now up to 263 for the year. One and one. High fly ball, not too deep. Center field. 2 gone.
Every hit is a win with Suncoast. We'll donate $90 for every Rays hit, and 2 local nonprofits will get the monthly winnings.
Dylan Carlson in against the lefty. Pitch is a strike. Carlson singled in the second inning when the Rays picked up their first run. On the ground to short, into the glove of Turner. His throw, and it's a 1-2-3. 7th inning, an 8-pitch inning. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Suncoast Credit Union.
Well, let's take a look at our Academy Sports and Outdoors game summary. We are all tied up here at 4. Taj Bradley working hard through his 6 innings. Ranger Suarez, the Rays pushed him around. By the 6th inning, the Rays, each guy in the lineup had at least 1 hit off of Suarez. Kyle Schwarber, for the 14th time, led off the game with a home run. That set a single-season record. And now it becomes the battle of the bullpens, is, again, tied up.
Manuel Rodriguez in there. Well, he has been very good out of that Rays bullpen.
See the whip at .68. I'll tell you what, between him and Uceta, they just are not giving up base runners, and it's hard to score off a guy who doesn't give up a lot of base runners.
Two and one to count on Stubbs. Garrett Stubbs doing the catching tonight. Foul out of play, 2-2. Well, Bradley scored upon in each of the front 3 innings, 4 runs, 3 earned.
That's exactly what happened that game against Minnesota. 4 runs had scored against him through 3 innings, and then nothing after that.
Full count to Stubbs. Alvarado, former Ray, up in the Phillies bullpen. That's a shot into right, near the track, on the track. Josh Lowe makes the catch. So Stubbs gave it a little bit of a ride, but it died on the track. Cheer on the Rays at a watch party while they're on the road facing the Phillies coming up tomorrow. The watch party presented by Hooters will include prizes and a lot more. For info, visit raysbaseball.com/watch party. This is Buddy Kennedy looking at a strike. On the ground is short. Caballero with a strike across the diamond. 2 up, 2 down. Aranda took care of the throw over there. Fly ball and a ground ball. 2 up, 2 down. And here's Trey Turner. Ground ball, that's going to sneak its way through the right side. Morel was shaded toward the bag, and Turner got it to his left and then threw into right.
Just punched that thing the other way. You got the second baseman Morel pushed way up the middle. He's just not going to be able to get to it.
Well, with 2 outs and a man aboard, Bryce Harper is due. The Rays are going to make a move right here. They've had the left-hander up, and a call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery.
That ball right there, I think that Bryce Harper thought that he had a home run last night. Hasn't homered in the last 27 games. Didn't get one last night. The Phils would win. And then another towering blast here tonight. Initially ruled a home run, but then the fan with the interference reaching over, it was changed to a double. Uh-oh.
Lovelady's first pitch right back through the middle into center. That's going to send Turner to third. So Lovelady, the lefty, came on to face Harper, who promptly picks up his third straight hit tonight. This one a single up the middle.
Well, now you got to start making a pitch here. 2 outs. The Phillies trying to put something together here. That pitch down middle, and watch Bryce Harper just stay right on it and smack it right back through the middle.
Nick Castellanos and his right-handed bat will be up here. Kyle Snyder goes to the mound in this 2-out, 2-on situation. Braves tied it with a run in the 6th. We're in the bottom of the 7th. The Lovelady against the Phillies right fielder Nick Castellanos. And the pitch is fouled. Strike one. Oh, 2. Lady trying to nail down the third out. First time these two have faced off. That's fouled back. Rodriguez got the first 2 men, then gave up the base hit to Turner. Lovelady in, gave up the single to Harper. Castellanos at the plate, and a swing and a miss. He strikes him out to retire the side in the 7th inning. Big strikeout for Lovelady, and we will head into the 8th inning. 4-4. Live or on demand. Blackout and other restrictions apply. For details, visit MLB.tv. Logan Driscoll leads it off for the Rays in the 8th against Jose Alvarado, the former Ray, and coming out of the Phillies bullpen. That pitch is fouled back. Driscoll led off the 6th with a base hit and scored what turned out to be the tying run. It's a popper into short left. That's got a chance, and it's Turner out there to grab it. Turner quickly running at an angle into short left and made a nice grab for Philadelphia.
I thought that ball was in. Trey Turner, I'm going to tell you what, he got the top speed about as quick as anybody is capable of. Watch this, and he's even shaded up the middle. Look at him track this down to the backhand side. That is a heck of a play. Wow. Tough angle. A lot of ground to cover.
Here's Jose Caballero. There's a strike. Pretty basic there. Fastball cutter. 0-2. Caballero only one official at bat in his career against Alvarado. 0 for 1. That was a strikeout. Popped foul. And that will land in the stands. Oh, look out, a little close there. Spins him around on 98. 1-2.
And knocked that the little elbow pad loose. That was tight.
And a foul ball back. 98 right out over the plate. Two and two. Morel will be next. Leading off tonight for the Rays. There he is. That's a shot. Well, foul. I mean, that ball wound up in one of the upper decks. And how about that, the front row of that deck and a souvenir where you don't come to the ballpark necessarily expecting to get one up there.
No way. No way.
And now a swing and miss. And Caballero is out number 2.
He put up a battle after falling down in the count, but Alvarado finally is able to get this cutter. I mean, that's hard to call that a cutter. I mean, that's like an over-the-top hard slider. And we see that an awful lot, but it gets under the bat of Caballero, and he succumbs to it for the second out.
Here's Morel. Comes out swinging, strike one.
That's that Andy Pettitte style cutter, where he was another guy that stayed, boy, tall over the rubber and driving the ball downhill with that cut action. Had good tilt to it.
And there it is, 0-2.
I don't know if he had the same velocity that you see with Alvarado with it. But it was such an effective pitch. The angle that it creates, you know, from release to where that ball ends up just off the dirt. That is a tough angle for a hitter to have to try to find that baseball.
Get the back foot out of the way, 1-2, 99 there.
You know, he throws that fastball in on these right-handed hitters. You get a strike with it, great, but if you don't, you tunnel the cutter off of it. And that's what gets him to swing over it.
And there it is. A swing and miss. Morel out on strikes. Bottom of the 8th, coming 4-4. Rays baseball brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And by Mid-Florida, Florida's Community Credit Union. That looks like a lot of fun right there for the youngsters. Oh, there's a fair ball that hits the first base umpire, John Bacon, and comes back to Aranda, who steps on that bag for the out. How about that?
You remember when he got hit at Tropicana Field? It hit his pant. He's trying to get out of the way, but that ball was hit so hard it had so much hooking action. And how about that? It bounced right to Aranda, who then makes the play, and you're just out. Yeah, remember when he was at second base at Tropicana Field, the ball up the middle, it hit his pant leg.
Yeah.
John Bacon. We knew that he was going to come into play in the series. Just knew it. You just knew it.
There's a strike. 1-1.
That's a rough night for Bacon.
Yep.
Especially in Philadelphia.
Yeah, they even booed Bacon in Philadelphia.
Santa, bacon.
Santa and bacon.
Two of the greatest things on the planet.
That's right. And the foul ball out of play. 2-2. Here's another look at that.
I mean, it deflects right to Aranda. Oh my gosh.
It's down. 3-2. A little piece of that one, and Marsh extends the at bat. Close right there. So Marsh will take his base. 1 on, 1 out of the 8th. And another left-handed bat in Cody Clemens. Well, Clemens got what turned out to be the game winner in the walk-off in the bottom of the 9th last night. 1 on, 1 out in the 8th tonight. Inside. There's a strike. Now 1-2. Seda up in the bullpen for the Rays. And a foul ball. Well, you get some reaction from that. The other way, foul. One out. Marsh the runner at first. And that's going to be a base hit the other way toward the line. Marsh is going to go to third with Carlson making the pickup. And into second base goes Clemens.
I'll tell you what, how about these at-bats by Cody Clemens late in ball games? This was a tough one here against Lovelady, and that pitch up, he's able to get up there. Watch him go up and get it, and just slaps it the other way. And not only that, but he puts it in a spot here that's going to allow Marsh to get all the way to third as it hugs the line, or closer to the line, I should say, and he ends up at second base. So now the Rays have some real trouble.
Kevin Cash out to make a pitching change. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Edwin Uceda comes into this game.
Well, how about the numbers, Dwayne, since August the 1st? He has been absolutely dominant. This is a tough spot, no question, but this is the guy that you want in there. 16 in the third innings, has not given up an earned run. Look at the strikeout rate. Look at the strikeout to walk ratio. Rays bring that infield in, looking for soft contact. You get to 2 strikes, you need the punch out. This is what he does it with. That changeup is a dandy. The 4-seam fastball, the 2-seam fastball averages 94.
Kyle Stevenson on the hit. Left-handed bat, and he takes the pitch down. Clemens at second. Marsh at third. 1 out. 1-0. Two 2-0 now. Uceda missing on the first two pitches. And a big cut and a miss. 2-1. Uceda came onto the game Sunday in Baltimore and picked up the save in a 2-0 win. In a tough spot here. Tie game 4-4. And that's a strike to square the count at 2-2.
And now put him away. Now punch him out. And he's got a couple of pitches that he could do it with. That changeup number 1 comes to mind. He could take that pitch down and away, or even middle of the plate down. Try to get the swing and miss. That's what you need.
And a line drive base hit. And to right. 1 run is in. Clemens will score. Into second goes Stevenson. 2 runs come home. Marsh and Clemens score on the pinch hit double by Stevenson.
And you know what? Credit Stevenson. He did get the changeup. It was down, and he was all over it. I don't know if he was sitting on that pitch. It wasn't quite far enough away. It was more middle in down, but he did a great job of staying right on it. What a job by Stevenson. And the Phillies a 2-run lead.
Garrett Stubbs. And the pitch is down. So another man in scoring position with 2 runs home in the 8th.
That's
foul the other way.
That is so frustrating because, you don't ever know how that at-bat's going to turn out. But I'm thinking up here, if he can just get him to 2 strikes. If you get to 2 strikes, you're going to be able to put him away. I mean, he can go out and punch some guys out. And he got himself to 2 strikes, but Stevenson just a better job.
Up and in there as he turns away. 2-1. Well, the line complete on Lovelady. 2/3 of an inning, 2 runs, 2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. That's ball 3. 3-1. Full count.
You know what else is frustrating? Edwin Uceda had not allowed an inherited run to score. And the Rays overall, they have the best bullpen when it comes to stranding inherited runners. They have been outstanding at that all season.
And a cut and miss. He gets the strikeout. 2 outs in the inning, and we'll go back to the top side.
95 with really good arm side run, and Stubbs can't reach it.
Buddy Kennedy, 2 outs and a man at second. There's a strike.
They love the Buddy chance here.
Yes, they do.
I heard him last night too.
And he's going to drop it into short right. Low up with the ball. The throw's going to come through to the plate. Not in time. A run scores as Kennedy comes up with an RBI single.
That ball gets in on him, and he's able to inside out with a little bit of loft.
It's a 3-run game now, 7-4. A 2-hit night, including a home run in the third. 1-0 the count. Two and nothing. High shot back into deep left. All the way to the wall goes Carlson. It's gone. Turner hits his second home run of the night. And the Phillies explode here in the 8th. It's now a 5-run game.
Able to create so much leverage in that swing. He's a quick twitch athlete and a fast bat through the zone. That's what creates a lot of that power. You got a pitch right in the middle of the plate on top of it.
$18 home runs for Turner. It's a little close to Harper. 1-0. Harper has 3 hits tonight. One and one. Turner with the 2-run blast, his 3rd multi-home run game of the year and the 17th of his career. Cut and a miss. 1 and 2. Well, this game was tied 4-4. Here in the bottom of the 8th, the Phillies have scored 5 times. Fly ball into left toward the corner. Carlson on the move, and he can't get there. Extra bases. That's going to be a double for Harper. Here's Seda. Touch for the 4th hit off him. And the 4th hit of the game for Harper, his 3rd double.
Just slices that ball down the line, and let's see how close Carlson gives himself a chance. And that ball actually, I think, hit the end of his glove. He got that close to it, just couldn't put it away. And what a nightmare inning here for the Rays.
Nick Castellanos. Oh, and he is hit by that pitch, and Castellanos taking exception to that. And the home plate umpire, John Libka, out there moving Castellanos away. The Philly bench empties. And the bullpens will empty as well. Everybody on that infield behind the mound. Some pushing and shoving going on.
This is where you got to get guys separated, because you know there's a lot of chirping going on down there, and it takes one guy to say one thing and it's going to spark right back up. You can understand the Phillies being a little upset there. That was a 95-mile-an-hour BB right into Castellanos' back.
Well, the bullpen's made the long run in, and there's a trend for that bullpen to head back to the outfield as they separate the two sides.
Well, I'll tell you this much too, Dwayne. With this happening in the manner in which it did, and then on top of it, the town that you're playing in, and what these fans expect of their team, tomorrow could get real interesting.
Yeah, well, here it is.
I mean,
see Harper coming in. Castellanos moving him away, with Castellanos taking exception to Uceda out there. And that pitch that hit him.
And Harper had a free run if he wanted one.
They started to move Harper back there. And Uceda will leave this game now. Well, the Phillies have sent 9 men to the plate. They have taken a 9-4 lead. Order being restored, and we'll be back in a moment. But Castellanos hit by a pitch delivered by Uceda. There's Castellanos standing on first base now, and here it is again.
95 right into the small of the bat. Castellanos takes immediate umbrage to it, and you don't blame him. You really don't. The way this inning has gone, feels like a frustrating pitch by Uceda, and just tracking it. There's nothing he could do. Just turn his hip into it and take it. And you can see right there, that's he didn't think that was a very good idea or a cool thing to do.
And then Harper comes in, and you see there was Caballero over there, Jose Caballero. They're trying to move him off.
Well, I mean, listen, this was a tight game. This was a back and forth game early on that finally calmed down around 6th, 7th inning. 4-4 game, and then all of a sudden this explosion by the Phillies and some frustration on the side of the Rays. And it got a little ugly. And you just wonder, you figure this. The Phillies are going to play this with guys. If anything's going to happen about this incident here tonight, it's going to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're going to worry about winning this game. But tomorrow will be interesting. You don't have the feeling that the Phillies are going to let that go.
I would not expect to.
No, especially the last day. No, they got to be careful too that they don't do something stupid and get one of their guys suspended.
Yeah.
But at the same time, well, stay tuned tomorrow night.
Oh.
Well, if you want anybody out there when you're going to start to brawl, I guess Shane would be a pretty good choice.
Well,
Shane Boz tomorrow night.
Well, you got Shane Boz and Zach Wheeler set to go tomorrow. Our coverage will begin at 6 o'clock.
Well, and here's the other thing. Maybe there won't be anything going on because Zach Wheeler's more interested in going out and pitching a good game and trying to win a game. Same with Shane Boz. It's not like he's going to be doing anything. So maybe we'll get quiet.
So Hunter Biggie now with Stott the hitter. Warrington Stott, and the pitch is a strike. Stott opened this inning with a ground ball out to first. So they've sent 10 men up there to the plate. They've scored 5. A couple men on now. It's upstairs. Castellanos hit by the pitch at first, and Harper at second. It's Banks, the lefty, up in the bullpen for Philadelphia. 1-2. Phillies have put up 5 here in the 8th. 2 men on, 2 men out. And that's a swing and miss to end the inning as Stott strikes out. 10 men come to the plate, and Philadelphia takes a 9-4 lead. Nine-4 ball game now. 5 in the bottom of the 8th for Philadelphia as they've taken this 9-4 lead. The Rays coming into bat in the 9th. Just a reminder to recap all the activities going on here, and Rays Live, the post game. Rich Hollenberg and Matt Joyce will be along to help sort out the situation. We'll hear from Kevin Cash. Sound from the clubhouse. Nick Castellanos hit by that pitch, and that precipitated both benches emptying. And as we go to the 9th, Tanner Banks is the new pitcher for Philadelphia, their 5th. Jonathan Aranda will bat against him. Cal Stevenson stays on to play center. And the pitch is a strike. Fly ball center field, and Stevenson is there to make the catch for the first out. Well, Jose Siri, he had entered the game to play center field when DeLuca was lifted for the pinch hitter Lau back in the 6th inning. So Siri gets his first plate appearance, and the pitch is a strike. One and one. Two balls and a strike. Three and one. Hot shot fouled into the stands to run the count full. The Rays found themselves trailing early, came back to tie it at the end of 5.5. Tied it at 4-4. This earns Siri another 3-2 delivery. And there's a walk. The Rays get a base runner in the 9th. Yandy Diaz will step up. Siri heads down the line to first base. And that's a ball.
Well, this will drive a pitching coach and a manager crazy. You've got a 5-run lead.
Foul back, 1-1. Two balls and a strike. .32-year-old left-hander Banks, and a line drive to left that will stay up. Caught by Marsh. 2 outs in the 9th.
That ball's going to have to come out of the game because it's going to be the shape of an egg. That ball was crushed. Look at the exit velocity there on the Bally bar, 115.2.
Wow.
Man. And it turns into an out.
Here's Josh Lowe. Strike one. And right back through the middle, there's a base hit for Lowe. Headed to third, Siri, and it will be a 1st and 3rd 2-out situation in the 9th. So the Rays pick up another hit.
It's a nice job by Josh Lowe. That ball moving down and away and doesn't try to pull it, stays through the middle of the field. That left on left, those matchups can be tough sometimes. Nice to see him have a good at-bat there.
Junior Caminero. Pitch inside. 2 on, 2 out. Two and nothing. Well, the Rays with a big hill to climb, and they have only 1 out left. But there's ball 3.
Getting some help.
Carlson on deck. Now a strike. 3-1. One at the knees. A full count. (3-2) and ball 4. So the bases are going to be loaded with 2 outs, 2 walks in the inning, and a hit. And Dylan Carlson, the switch hitting outfielder, set to head up there. The Phillies are going to talk it over. Philadelphia put up a 5 spot in the 8th.
This is the last thing that Philadelphia wanted to have to do, but Banks has kind of forced their hand.
Jeff Hoffman up in the bullpen for Philadelphia. Well, here's Dylan Carlson turning around to hit from the right side now. And he swings, sends a fly ball into short center, and that's going to hang up long enough. Stevenson gets there to end this game. The Rays load the bases and leave them that way. And Philadelphia wins this one 9-4. Each team finishes with 13 hits. And here is the catch in center field. A sliding grab by Stevenson.
Now the Rays making a bid. That ball gets down, and all of a sudden you've got tying run coming to the plate. And instead Stevenson pulls it away, and the Phillies end up pulling this game out 9-4. The big 8th inning. And how about the big hit by Stevenson? Not just the catch to end it, but right there, a 2-strike changeup from Edwin Uceta with a couple runners aboard. He's looking for that strikeout. He went for it, didn't get that pitch far enough away from him. Stevenson got it into right field, and that would just be the beginning of a very adventurous bottom half of the 8th inning. The Phillies would play 3 more runs. We'd clear the benches. And now this.
And the Phillies take the first 2 games of this 3-game series, winning tonight 9-4. Let's send it out to Rich and Matt for a preview of what's coming up on the postgame.